We're here today with Jason Livingstone, Exploration Manager but soon to be Managing Director of Metalicity. Jason, thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you. It's a great opportunity to present Metalicity.
Firstly, Metalicity, what drew you to it?
Long story short, Matt Longworth gave me a call late last year and said, look, this is where Metalicity is going. Would you potentially be interested in being a part of that? He told me the story and I said yes. And given my background with Matt Longworth, he actually gave me my first job as a geologist back in the late 90s. Absolutely excited to be working with Matt and the board with Metalicity on the projects that we have. It's an exciting time to be involved.
New projects, new focus.
Yep.
Can you explain a little bit about
Sure. Metalicity, we'll go back a step though and just explain where Metalicity came from first. Metalicity has had the Admiral Bay project for quite a while, and that was vended into a Canadian entity called Kookynie Mining. We're assisting Kookynie Mining with whatever the most valuable option is for Kookynie to actually progress the Admiral Bay and the Leonard Shelf projects. But Metalicity itself, we're moving through with our joint venture with Next Metals on the Kookynie and Yundamindra projects, which is an exciting project about 60 kilometres south of Leonora within the eastern goldfields there. The Cosmopolitan mine was mined from the late 18th century through to about 1922. And this mine produced 360,000 ounces during that time. So this was one of the largest gold mines in its day. And it has a single drill hole beneath it. And that drill hole came back at 1 metre at 28. And I think that just highlights the extreme exploration potential that this area has, let alone the peripheral prospects of Champion, McTavish and Leopold, which are looking quite similar to the DCC, which is the Diamantina Cosmopolitan Cumberland Trend, which is about a 1.4 kilometre structure. So it's an exciting time to be involved in gold, and especially just reaching the $2,000 mark per ounce. That coupled with our more larger, greener field sort of projects of the Patterson through to the West Musgraves in our North Fraser, we're looking at joint venture partners for those. They are big, long-term projects. There's other analogies within the Western Australian junior sector where other companies have had an asset similar to Kookynie and developed that over time, and being that near-term excellent exploration and resource potential there, but also having those larger scale projects sitting in the background ticking over the few years there. So that is Metalicity, and if you look at the location map of Metalicity, where all our projects are, it does look busy, and I think I said this at recent conventions, but it essentially boils down to three facets, and the first one's Kookynie and Yundamindra, our near-term assets which we're developing with Next Metals. Secondly is our exploration potential and the larger projects through the Patterson down to the Musgraves and in the North Fraser range as well, and our involvement with Kookynie Mining to progress Admiral Bay to the best option possible there. So that's essentially what has attracted me to Metalicity. It's diverse, it's busy, and we've got some good ground.
Looking into the next few days,
Yep.
You'll be starting the new role on the drill rig.
Yes, that is, I'm not sure if that's irony, but my wife certainly laughed. On the 1st of July, I step up to the Managing Director's role, which I'm honoured to take, and I'm glad the board has instilled that trust in me. Matt Longworth steps up to the Non-Exec Chairman role. So that's an exciting time because we'll be drilling some holes into that Cosmopolitan, Diamantina and Cumberland Trend, and also into Leopold, possibly Leopold, McTavish and Champion as well. So we will be proving the concept. But sitting on a drill rig as a first day as an MD, that is, don't get me wrong, I enjoy my time out in the field, and it should be fun. Yeah.
What are you hoping to test with this drilling?
Look, each one of those areas do have a lot of drilling, but it's shallow, and they have highlighted the potential. And there are pre-2012 resource estimates over Champion, McTavish and Leopold as well. The Cumberland, the DCC trend doesn't have a current resource over it, but it does have a lot of drilling. Our intentions are to essentially confirm the mineralisation with new drilling, which it hasn't had since probably the late noughties, and slightly extend the mineralisation. So it's proof of concept. And with our recent mapping, we had a consultant, John Crossing from Compass Geological, go through both the Kookynie and Yundamindra projects recently, and he's completed some fact mapping over there. And we have some slightly new interpretations on the structural architecture of the area. And this drilling will not only test the known mineralisation, but we're also looking to test our theories on subparallel structures and also perpendicular structures, which are part of the framework that make up the mineralisation within this area. So that is what we're intending to test with this initial round of drilling over Kookynie.
So for an investor looking forward, what are the key success metrics they should be focusing on?
Certainly, I think so with the Kookynie project, it's all about grade. So we are testing mineralisation. We're not going off trying to find mineralisation. We're defining mineralisation. So in the next probably 4 to 6 weeks, probably late July, is when we'll actually have the results from this drilling, and we'll certainly make that known to the market. That's going to be an exciting time with lots of photos of the drill core and the RC chips and stuff like that, and explaining what we're actually seeing, and with some analytical results to back that up as well. On top of that as well, with our more regional projects as well, we've had various entities in data rooms, potential farm out and joint ventures with those. Those conversations are still continuing. We expect over the next few months to be making the market aware that we are in those sorts of discussions on those larger projects as well. And yeah, Kookynie is a brilliant stepping stone into a unloved part of the Eastern Goldfields. We see it as an opportunity to be a part of a consolidation story through there as well. Whilst our joint venture with Next Metals is key, and we feel we've got the best ground there, we're interested in not just being postage stamps. We want to build a goldfield. So, or be a part of building a goldfield.
Jason, exciting times ahead, entering into a new role, drilling about to commence. Well done.
Thank you.
And we look forward to following the progress.
Fantastic. If I can just say though, if anyone has any questions whatsoever, the phone number to the office is at the bottom of every single one of our announcements. If you've got any questions, please just give me a call.
On that note, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.